The verb sum, to be, is perhaps one of the most common The verb sum, which means to be, is like almost every other language, slightly irregular in Latin. The nice thing is, though, that all of the endings are consistent. That is, those endings that you learned already will be applicable to sum. The only thing that will change is the stem. So let's take a look. The principal parts sum esse fui, so all right away you can tell that this is going to be irregular. In the present active indicative, sum, so obviously our first principal part, ending in M, not O. Okay, so there's our first indication that this is going to be slightly irregular. And then we have a stem S, UR, sum I am, SUR, est, he, she, it is. So our second principal part, our second person singular, has an S, third singular T, sumus, we are, estis, you are, and sunt, they are. But if we take a look, MST, mus, tis, und, the endings are consistent. The imperfect and future are slightly more regular because the stem's not going to change quite as much. So in the imperfect, we're going to use the stem ERA and then our endings. So eram, I was, eras, you were, erat, he was, eramus, eratus, erant, MST, mus, tis, und. So if you've been memorizing your endings, you've got them right here. In the future, we're going to use the stem ERI, except in the first person singular, that I is going to be swallowed by the O. Contract those. I will be ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritus, erunt. And notice here, like in the future of the first and second conjugations, that I shifts to a U. But our endings are still the same, OST, mustis, und. Like all verb systems, like all morphologies, the key is to make sure you check those endings. Those endings are going to be key to person and number. The stem, and particularly with sum, that stem is going to tell you exactly what tense this is, and you have to practice. Now there is one thing about sum that's important to note, that sum doesn't work like other verbs. Sum is a copulative, it's a joining word, joining verb, so unlike other verbs where they'll take a direct object, sum is going to link two similar things. So an adjective, a noun is an adjective. We'll get into that a little bit more when we get to nouns and adjectives.